Okay, so maybe I just want to kind of split his head here. So I can just, let's just make a line here. Maybe I just want to do this half. So I'm just going to go in here and use my selection tool just to get the selection here, roughly. Probably be better just to use my pen tool because it's just not precise enough. I'm going to go in here, go around the shape. Right between the teeth here, maybe up to the nose around. Okay, so now I have my shape here. Go to my path. I can bring this down to the third icon to make a selection. Now I want to go to my layers and go to my top layer here, and let's see if this works. Brush away that, hide it. So there's tons of different things you could do with it. Like if you have a really precise idea and you're trying to do something in here where uh, maybe this is kind of flowing into something else, and you can um, maybe figure out ways to make it melt or whatever it is. But I'm just giving you the tools needed here. I'm not going to try to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I do want to show you how to go about updating your your smart object. So now all we have to do is go to File, Save, and when we go back over to our original, once this is saved, this should update. So you can see it updated over here. So now the smart object you can just take and you can drag it to the plus to make duplicates, and then take that duplicate and move it over here. And maybe you want to use transform here and go to image or edit, and transform, free transform. And then you can right click on this and you can flip it. So you can go to rotate, scale, rotate, or flip horizontal, double click to make that work here. And maybe you wanted to create a few more of these here. So I could grab both of these and drag it to the plus at the same time. I created two more. So let me take those two, since these two are selected, and you could select them too just by clicking. You can click the bottom one and then hold shift to click the top one, or you could click the top one, hold shift, click the bottom one that you want to use. Now I can do the same thing, go to edit, free transform, and I'm holding down shift and I'm translating it there. So shift and drag. So I could put this, say I want to put this back here, and I want to create a couple more of these guys. have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me create just, let's create this one here. And you probably need to use this one. So bring this one over to this side here. All right, so now I want to take my 5 that I have here on the top and say I want to group these. I can go click on the 3 bars here on the right of that menu and group, new group. So it automatically creates a folder for you, and then we can just put these, and you put the eye off so that I know what's in there. So I'm going to drag it to that folder and they should disappear. That's the folder. All right, so that should be all of them. All right, so now in this folder, I'm going to drag down to the bottom, and I'm going to use this folder as a smart object. So if I right click over here and I convert to smart object, now they're 1. Since they're 1 here, I can do a layer adjustment, so, or a style. So I double click on the right side over here of this layer, and I get all these different features here. So what I want to do is put a color overlay, and maybe I want to use a different color here. So maybe I want to use that one, and this color. You go with this color. Hit OK. So now I'm starting to get something going here. You could also adjust your layers style here. You can, what would you could do a screen. Well, this usually works if you have a pattern or something behind there. It doesn't usually work if you put a layer style here like we did. It usually doesn't work. So if you did make it another, you go in here and you make it another smart object. Smart object here. You make another smart object, then you would be able to use these. You see how you can go in here and kind of put your, just hit the down arrow. You can see the different adjustments or blending variations you have here. And what I would usually use also is I would go up to the top here. Let me just make another one of these. And let me put in the background. Enlarge them a little bit here. Take my guys that are down there. Take that pen light off, bring it back. So now I'm going to make this all solid. I'm going to make sure I'm in the background, put a new layer, and you can use my color picker just by clicking on my foreground color, clicking on that color there, and just filling it. So you edit fill, and you want to fill it with the foreground color. So mode, normal, and fill, and foreground color, and then you just hit OK, and it'll fill that in. So let's move these a little bit differently here. Doesn't want to stay there. All right. So this is getting a little distracting to me. So what I would do is just make another layer over top, make sure that there's no color adjustments there, and you can just put a selection, and you want to make sure you're using the same color. So I'm using a brush, and if you hit Option and you pick that black, you can just fill it, edit fill foreground color, or Command Delete. Command Delete does the bottom color, and Option Delete does the foreground color. So now, since I did that, I used to do that a long time ago, and then I found out that when it's backlit, and how I usually kind of tell is if I bring my foreground color to white, and I put like a white box over top of it, and I bring my fill color down, you could see there's a line there, and you don't want to do that. So what I started doing was using the clone tool. I'll make the clone tool in the next tutorial.